Good morning. Still a little nippy. Hey, good morning, folks. So yesterday, I accidentally uploaded a video that was meant to go to, what is it, my Patreon Raw. Normally I just add random stuff there, not a whole lot. And in a few minutes, I already had a few, turn on the pump real quick. I already had a few likes and views. And then I tried to correct it. And then I said to myself, just let it be. Because, I don't know. Because then I just ended up naming it raw footage. And then I actually got several comments. And actually, let me clean the lens because I can see that it's smudgy. All right. And from long-time viewers too, so which I really do appreciate and value their opinion. They say, hey, that's raw footage is cool too. And so you know what, I decided to go ahead and along with because I enjoy the editing, I'm just going to go ahead and maybe once a week or so just do some raw stuff and break all the rules of YouTube. And if you've been thinking about doing YouTube, I would encourage you to do it. You create a lot of good friendships. Sometimes you end up meeting in person, and just throughout the years of just doing it in months or whatever. But I've been working on this, but I figured I'd do it right now. I just walk around because it's the weekend, and as I have mentioned before, I work full time, so my time is limited. But I always have so many freaking projects, and so yesterday we were supposed to have a guy come over to help us do some yard work, and he didn't show up, and which is a little frustrating, and so on. And so I got to the topic about finding help in Japan. And as we're walking around here, I'm just going to show you kind of what I was doing yesterday, what I'm talking about. As you can see, I like to think that it's nice and clean somewhat. But if you look on the top of the van right there, the solar panel, the back solar panel is still a little frosty. But yeah, I forgot what I was talking about there. But no, check it out. Oh, all the different projects and everything I got going on. But this is one of them. Look at this. This, if you remember last year, this time or so, I made this arch. And this is out of, this is stuff that you find at the garden center to make like a greenhouse type of thing, or netting over it. And I just use like a center block and put concrete. And then I put 2 climbing roses, one here and one on the other end. And all these are different colors. Like this is a red one we received from a really good friend. They went back to the United States and we planted it here, and I really like being inside the soil instead of the pot. This is a purple one that goes absolutely bananas. I need to put it on some sort of support here soon, but like really big ones and others. And then also we got some Shiba Sakura, or what do you call it? Floss moss. And they're the same, planted at the same time, but check it out. The ones in the green, I mean, this little plastic container, they're doing really, really well. And these, not so well. And we propagated some of these, and I guess I need to add a little water. I think they're fine. Basically, I just cut these water bottles tops off and put on there, but then they kept flying away. And they're doing really, really well. And then I just said, I think they're good enough. And then they started not doing that well. So I think I may have damaged or disrupted their whatever greenhouse effect they had going on there. Who knows? Not sure. Our little fire pit. Yesterday I stopped by and talked to a gentleman that he actually fabricated this thing a long time ago, I believe, and and I bought this hibachi. The hibachi is back in the day to fill it with coal and to kind of warm up your house. Well, at least your feet. And the thought is, see, I got my little Japanese garden going on here. I've been going back and forth. I can't figure out what the heck I want to do here. Originally, I was going to do rocks, you know, like the little sand and all that good stuff. But then I thought, yeah, that's going to be a pain in the behind. And so then I'm thinking, I want more vegetation and color here. And yes, I know I'm breaking all the rules, I guess, of a Japanese garden. But hey, it's my house, it's my garden. I do what I want to do. So. But I thought, you know, some color here. So then I said, you know what? Those hibachis are really cool. If you see that one over there, that's with a whole bunch of succulent plants. And so I just have to drill a hole there, which is easy. And then I bought some plants. They're over there where the rain chain is at, and kind of get it to flow over, and that's kind of again another project. So I'm thinking one here, one there, and then work in the middle right here. There'll be probably some the white decorative stones and stuff like that. And I have my little brass bell that I scored at a flea market a while back. 3-4 years ago, actually, before I even realized I'm going to stay in Japan. But this one's, we tracked it down to the temple. The temple's no longer there, and there for a while I was kind of concerned that it was probably stolen or something like that. And then we kind of tracked it down, and we believe that it was one of those that during World War II the government was taking anything they could, right, to make bullets and whatnot. And we think that this one was probably saved. But anyway, so I got that. Let's go check out over here in the back a little bit. It's nice and cold. But now this afternoon, or actually this morning, sometime today, I need to come out here and pick out all these bamboo. Check them out. This is called takenoko, baby bamboo shoots. You look at, they're coming everywhere. And right now I'm probably a popular guy in the neighborhood because I've been giving them away. But you got to get to them before they get too big. And this is the season, and the reason why we have them coming out, because back here behind this fence line there's a bamboo grove, and they just come. And every year you gotta look at them. And just the other day, the reason why the wheelbarrow's right here, because I've been giving some away already. Like this bad boy right here. At some point, you also just gotta knock them down, just like that. But all that is some good eating for a lot of these folks, and us included. And usually, our neighbors are over there over the weekend, and I usually just flag them down and, "Sumimasen, takenoko tabemasu ka? Do you want some takenoko?" And they come over all excited, which I'm excited that I like that they like it. Let's walk around this way. But if you've been tuning in for a while, you could probably see that this madness here. I've been talking about it for a while. I'm creating these. Oh, look at this, is really pretty. These like terraces to make it easier. However, they're higher than I thought. I still have to reach up there somehow. But I planted, and actually from a viewer's recommendation, I planted myself a bunch of Bermuda, and then someone recommended that I should plant white grove, white clover, which I did. And I think that's all that right there. I don't think that's Bermuda grass right there. I don't know. I guess I'll find out soon. But yeah, so, and then we relocated those cherry trees right there as well. They used to be here random, somewhere, random places. And then a nice pretty line. So I'm thinking right over there someday I'm going to make a, like one of those swings benches. I think that'd be really cool looking down the Japanese garden. Let's walk down this way. And again, if you appreciate this type of footage, let me know. But you know, it's fun for me, and the whole point for me, this YouTube journey, living in the countryside journey, our former Akiya, is to share with other people, and also the share the good, bad, and ugly. You know, I keep saying that many times. I just want everyone to realize that you know, all this you see us walking around, that took multiple hours yesterday afternoon. Today's Saturday, so it's after work Friday. And collecting all this wood, and check this out. Oh, and the other day, I guess another little lesson. It's kind of new, but it was kind of interesting. The older gentleman, check out all the bamboo from here. But the gentleman that gave me access to all this wood that's in this other shed down across the street. I will talk about that here in a minute. He came over to get some takenoko, and we're walking down this little path, and then he noticed that I had some shiitake growing. He's like, "Oh, you're growing shiitake?" It's like, "Yeah." And then so I did try to pick the shadiest spot in this area, you know, and you can tell by the moss on the retaining wall. And he said, "Yeah, make sure they're in the shade." So I think I need to kind of create another cover right there in front of them, because the sun does come in the afternoon. It will shine on these logs. Then he just kind of looked at it, and then his observations. They see this bark right here. There's not much bark. He said, "Yeah, that's not very good." And these, he said, "But these," he said, "with the thick bark around there," he said, "that's good. That's what you want." He said, "Just make sure they stay in the shade." And a couple years later, hopefully they come out. And also, the interesting advice that I never heard from no one else, and I know he knows what he's talking about, but because at his house he has some, is to not to have them next to your house, because I guess they pull whatever from the lumber of the house, and it does not work. So hey, interesting. Older folks, they know what they're talking about. They've been here, living here a tad bit longer than I have. This gentleman, actually, he told me he was 83 years old, and he's the one that came over to my house once to talk about this. I was eating breakfast by myself. My wife was out of town, and I hear this voice outside. I said, "Ah, so my son is like, he said, do you want wood?" And basically, next to him, they cut down a bunch of wood, and he was asking me if I wanted access to the wood. I said, "Absolutely," which then led me to, oh crap, I don't have time for all this. But hey, I'll take some free wood anytime. And then, so I've been eyeballing this garage shed here since we moved here. Never really knew who it belonged to. And so then I was thinking, well, I really need a place to keep it somewhat indoors, dry, or just more space. As you have seen over here, look at my mess over there. And so as I chop it, somewhere to put it. So my goal is to build up like a 3-5 year supply. That's my goal. So we did some asking around. Come to find out that another older gentleman, and I keep talking older gentleman because here in the countryside of Japan, and Japan in general, but in the countryside, is aging population. And I mean, I'm 53, and I'm probably one of the younger ones around. It's really sad to think about what's going to happen in next 20 years, quite frankly. So, car going by. So he told me, so anyway, we tracked him down. We went and talked to him and asked if we could rent it. So back and forth, come to find out, he just, we did give him a little bit of money, but he asked us to that it's rent free, and so then so basically it's rent free. We don't pay for it, but I did tell them that I'll maintain it. So this is what I did yesterday. I put my lawnmower through there, and I was actually surprised that it was actually kind of nice and flat. And he also told us that we can use this for gardening. So maybe next year project, I'm thinking something like watermelon and melon stuff that will spread out. This year I just need to kind of get out of under control and start building, or even just bring some pallets in there and cut up the wood, because here shortly I also need to buy a splitter to help with all this. I do it all by hand so far. Some people think it's a little crazy, but no, actually Steve from Rural Japan, the fellow YouTuber, he gave me the advice a long time ago about using the tire. I'm still working with this tire. I'm still experimenting with different sizes and heights and everything, but boy, it really does save you a whole lot of time because the logs will fly away and everything. But I actually enjoy doing it by hand, but I also need, to do it a little bit quicker and that type of stuff. So we got all this going on here, and try to wrap this up here soon. A while back I made this little structure here, and the plan is to do something like this all along this retaining wall, all the way over there, using all this, all those what do you call them, hashira in Japanese, pillars, I guess, from the house. These came from our house from when we did the renovation, but I asked them to keep it, and I just repurposed it, and I think it's pretty cool. You can see here like an old hinge and stuff like that, and then I got some more over there. But here shortly, in the next week or so, we are finally installing garage doors on the garage, mainly to keep I just keep cats and stuff out, and just to keep it closed and whatnot. We've been here, gosh, almost 3 years, and look, this is how I have my stuff, and absolutely not much concern about it getting stolen. I'm not saying that it won't happen in Japan, but you can, for the most part, you're pretty safe. But still, we need to put some garage doors in here. Then I have also been working on my French cleat system. All this wall right here, it was kind of bare like it is right there. Little by little, I made this side over here with some shelving, and again, all this wood right here came from the house. This wood right here actually was the floor under the tatami. So I repurposed those. Obviously not these newer ones, but yeah. So I like repurposing stuff. I think it's kind of cool. I'm also, for some reason, I am insulating it. We'll see. I figured while I'm at it, why not? And up there we have all our stuff that you only need once a year or so, like Christmas stuff and so on. But anyways, back to the French cleats. Same, this wood was from the tatami, and I'm working on the French cleats little by little. And I just kind of started with the stuff that I figured that's already in a container. But check this out. Oops, that was not supposed to happen like that, but no. So yeah, I just drilled these onto the back, and yeah, you can just hang your stuff there or pull it down as you need it. This one right here, see my wrenches, same thing. And then you could just do what you gotta do. Then you could just put away nice and neatly. And that's the concept. Little by little, I need to make, see, talking about leaving stuff out, I forgot that I left my GoPro out. So like the major tools that I use most of the time, I need to create a little hanging system for them all along here and over here as well. So yet again, another project. Ooh, let's go talk about my kiwi and grape trellis that I'm making, and go inside and have some breakfast. This afternoon we're gonna go to a friend's house. He bought a house by the river. We're gonna have a little barbecue. But yeah, let me show you the, oh, I forgot about the water. See, that's why you can't trust me with anything raw. So another thing is that I need to create a little that's all right, a little self-refilling system. I'm thinking, give me your thoughts, but I'm thinking I'm going to put a gutter here, collect the water, have it come in, and with one of those what do you call gosh, help me out, the stoppers, water stopper. I know that's the wrong term. Probably hidden somewhere so that it just keeps filling on its own, because the water just splashes, evaporates, and then kind of runs low after a while. But anyways, back to the vegetation I got going on here. This is what I'm going to be doing here after breakfast. So I got a mandarin, another tomato plant, and these are the ones I'm going to put in the hibachi. And this was inside the house and did not do very well. I got some jalapeno from actually my boss going back to the United States, and the wild strawberry. I'll be planting those. But today I need to finish up the trellises that I've been working on. Let's go check them out. It's been kind of slow because, you know, I have to cement it and everything. So right here is where the grapes are going to go. I think I'm gonna make one of the systems like kind of like a go up and then like this, like that, every 60 inches or so, to kind of train it on wire. And this right here is going to be the trellis for the kiwi. I got some golden kiwi, one on each end. I got male and female, and then bring them up, train them up directly onto here, and then have them go, train them to go over in an arch, and then maybe right here make a little sitting area. I think that'd be kind of cool. Let's go check out my garden here. See this tomato, that's why I bought a new tomato plant, because this tomato's they're not doing very well. I don't know if it got too cold, and even this cucumber. So I got another one. And my cilantro's getting a little big, and the strawberries. But here soon I'm going to be fighting the crows with the strawberries. Oh, so what I was trying to get at is this piping here, and all the other piping I have is I'm going to create another cover like this, and with clear roofing and maybe chicken wire, kind of make a semi-permanent kind of enclosure to keep the crows and animals out. One thing about Japan, I love Japan, but boy, do they love to do things temporarily. So this plastic netting, year after year after year, I see them put them up. I don't want to do that. I want to do it once and be done for the most part. Let me know what you think about that. All right. Anyways, time for me to go inside and eat some breakfast and work on all these projects that I keep yapping away about. All right, folks. Again, I hope you like this. And please comment below and let me know if there's something somewhere that you would like for me to just go, like, I don't know, a store, or whatever. As we travel, you saw the van over there this weekend. We're gonna go next weekend, I should say. We're gonna go on a little trip and so on. So, yeah, if you're interested in anything in Japan or expat, and oh boy, it's kind of cold. My fingers are cold. Something like that. Let me know. All right, have a great day. Bye.